Hi and welcome to this walkthrough on how to install Mari extension pack on your system. Your Mari extension pack purchase consists of a zip file called Mari extension pack 6R1 for Mari 6, which is the main Mari extension pack installation. Depending on when you watch this video, there might also be other files available, for example a Mari 7 specific version called Mari extension pack 6R1 for Mari 7. But the same concept explained here applies to all Mari extension pack installation zip files. Mari extension pack is installed in Mari's script directory, which is a directory Mari automatically scans for Python plugins and scripts. By default, your scripts directory is located in one of the following locations. On Windows, click on the Documents item in your Windows Explorer. If you ever launched Mari on your system, you should find a Mari folder in the list of available folders. Inside the Mari folder, you should have two subfolders, one called Logs and one Scripts. If you only have a Logs folder, manually create a folder called Scripts while making sure that it is spelled correctly in its plural form and starts with a capital S. On Linux, click on your Home folder, for example in your Nautilus file browser. You should find a Mari folder, and inside there a folder called Scripts. Same as on Windows, if you do not have it, manually create it, making sure it's called Scripts plural and starts with a capital S. If you are unsure where exactly your scripts directory is located, you can let Mari help you find it. To do that, open your Mari, then go to the Python menu and execute the show console command. In the Python console, enter the following command. Then hit the play button to execute the script. You can see here in the upper part of the console that Mari prints out the location where it looks for Python scripts. In my case, I have 3 custom locations where it looks for it. I will show you how to set a custom location later in this video. So let's just take the first one, copy it, and paste it into my Explorer pathbar, and this is where I need to place my extension pack. Now that we found where to install extension pack, let's go ahead and actually install it. So I'm just opening my extension pack install zip file, and let's extract the entire content into our scripts directory path. Now a few things I want you to pay attention for here. First of all, make sure you extract the entire content of the zip file. Especially these init extension pack files are very important. Second, do not manually create any subfolders here. The path given to you by Mari is the path where the init extension pack files need to be located, and the subfolders you see here in the zip file needs to sit in the same folder. So let's hit extract. Since I have a previous Mari extension pack version installed, I'll be asked to overwrite the existing init extension pack files. Always hit overwrite here, since the latest version of this file will be compatible with all older extension pack versions you have installed on your system. So after we extract it, let's quickly check that the structure in your scripts directory is okay. So we have our scripts directory folder that Mari evaluates, we have the 2 init extension pack files, and our main Mari extension pack 6 folder, which is named exactly like it was in the zip file contents. Since I have an older version of extension pack installed, extension pack 5.09 in this case, I have a second and a third folder for Mari 4 and 5 specific versions. So if you want to use different versions of extension pack, you simply keep the version dependent folder inside there. But again, always have the init extension pack files from the latest version. If we go inside the Mari extension pack 6 folder, there we find the main structure with an init file and the resources, shaders and tools folders. Now let's simply fire up Mari 6, and after it's started you should get a splash screen indicating that extension pack loaded correctly. Let's go to the Python console again, so Python menu, show console, and here we see that no errors happened during load. So this is what your Python console should look like after a successful extension pack installation. If you never launched Mari before on your system, you might be greeted with this dialog instead. If you see this, it just means your user preferences have not been created yet, so extension pack cannot write certain settings. To rectify this, simply restart Mari. If you encounter any other issues, in the online help under the troubleshooting section, there is a topic on installation issues which covers the most frequent ones. To license Mari extension pack, go to your help menu in Mari and choose the extension pack licensing option. Here, enter your email address that you received the purchase confirmation email at, and your license key that was included in your purchase. Extension pack for most license types needs to reach its license server, so make sure that in your firewall, Mari is allowed to contact the web. Here I have Norton Security, and I confirm that Mari 6 is able to pass through it. Your Mari Extension Pack 6 install folder should also be writable at the time of licensing. We can confirm that quickly by going to our scripts directory again, going into the Mari Extension Pack install folder, and just creating a temporary file to see if we are allowed to. If we are, all should be good and we can remove that file again. If you encounter any issues, in the online help under the troubleshooting section, there's a topic on activation and licensing issues which covers the most frequent ones. Apart from using the licensing dialog, you can also manually create a license file yourself. If using the dialog worked fine for you, you can skip this next section. To manually create a license file, we have to create a file called lz.ep. So let's open up any simple text editor. A small note here, you want to use a standard text editor, not something like Word. Those more advanced text editors usually add behind the scenes characters when saving, which can result in incompatible files. The general structure inside that LC file looks like this. You can copy this structure directly from the help files. You can find it under troubleshooting installation, activation and licensing issues, and here in the activation unable to verify section. The formatting of this file is very important, so let's check that it is correct. To do that, I will go to this website. Let's copy paste what we just created and hit the validate JSON button down here. And we can see all is correct. If you have an old copy of Mari Extension Pack, for example Extension Pack 5, you can also add your Mari Extension Pack 5 credentials inside the license file separately to keep using the old version of Mari Extension Pack as well. If you downloaded the old version as part of your Extension Pack 6 purchase, then Mari Extension Pack 5 is going to be licensed using the Extension Pack 6 credentials. Now let's save the license file. The license file is saved into the location of your Mari user preferences. Depending on your operating system, this is one of these locations. Please note that the .mari folder on Windows and the .config folder on Linux are hidden folders by default. You can also use Mari itself to open that folder. Inside Mari, you can go to the help menu and choose the Open User Settings option. Let's copy that path and in our text editor, save our file there. So going into our user settings folder, and I'm saving a file called lc.ep, lowercase. And now Mari Extension Pack will be able to find the license. You can change the default location where Mari looks for script files by setting an environment variable. Here on Windows, I'm going to the Edit Environment Variables option and choose New, enter the variable name, and browse to a custom folder. Finish the path with a semicolon, then click OK and on Edit, and you can add more folders. After I confirm this and restart my system, Mari will look inside the specified folder for plugins and script instead of the default one. Extension Pack's installation is quite large, mostly due to the large resources it ships with. You can move the resource folder to a different location if you need to. To do that, move the entire resources folder to a new location. Then go to the resource locator file inside the Extension Pack install, open it with a text editor, and insert your new location in the settings path here in between the quotation marks. Make sure you're using always forward slashes here. You can also supply this location dynamically via an environment variable by specifying a $ symbol followed by an environment variable name.